Everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at 18.1, the latest update to the Monster Strike world. There's not too much here, so hopefully we can get this nicely streamlined so it's pretty quick. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below, where I will do my best to answer them as soon as possible. Well, let's get started. So number one is the ranked monster UI update, and this is a pretty cool update. I think this is one thing that I really like a lot. As you know, you can always let me do that one more time. You can always click that blue button on the bottom, on the right here, to look at the details of a stage. On top of that, you can see the rankings of the monsters, and you can of course see how much the population of the Monster Strike world have completed this quest with what monsters. And of course, this is saying the most people have been most successful with Nostradamus, Dilmud, and Miroku as the top three. And for the drop monsters, we have Okita, Shibuki, and oh wow, Kappa, yeah. So those are your top monsters. Now, you can look at that, but then have you ever run into this case where you're all right, let me make the team, and you want to pick a friend? It's like, oh wait, who was number one again? If that's been a problem for you, it is now fixed, because as you can see, you will see the monsters ranked in terms of the most used monsters, and the top half is going to give you the gacha monsters. You scroll down, you'll see the sonota. Anything under that is the drop monsters. So you now have the ability to see that in here without having to go back and forth to like, what was that? What was number one again? It'll save some time. And so, right, of course, this stage, Okita is the best monster, so I would pick him. And then, I would go in here and then be like, oh, okay, I want to form my team now. This screen also shows the ranking. Of course, you have to have the Osusume filter on, right? Like if you see it in this, it's just going to be your normal box and you won't notice anything. If you click the Osusume button with the radar, that's where it'll show everything in order, ranked, and split by premium and drop monsters. And so, right, it'll just be a lot more easier. And of course, you can be like, okay, Okita, and then Nostradamus. Of course, if you want to clear the mission, you want to do it with all drop monsters, but that's a different story. So, I think that's a great update. That's something personally I have always thought was annoying, of having to go back and forth to see who was the top monster. So the fact that it'll save that step makes me a happy camper. Alright, number two, and I think this will make a lot of people happy as well. If you go into the library, you can now see that the second set of Colossal Monsters have been added. That's Arcadia, Penglai or Horai, Magmel, Eldorado, and Kanan have all been added to the library. So you don't have to wait for them on the schedule anymore. Just go and beat them up and get some more drops with them. That's great. I always, Horai is great. I mean, mainly because I use her Sailor Mercury form, which is awesome. And so that's one reason to max luck her. Of course, it's a great monster to begin with. The other ones, whatever. I really don't care about max lucking these colossals, so I probably won't in the end. But for those of you who do care, great. Now you can do it whenever you want. Third thing is a bit of another perk with the commercials that they've been doing lately. But basically, if you are out of stamina and you have no more stamina mints, which you can always see in here with the shop menu, it will now give you the option to watch a commercial, complete it, and then you get a free stamina refresh. Wow, that's nice. Well, keep in mind that you can only do this once per day. It's not like the other commercial ones where you can see it twice a day. Once in the first 12 hours a day, second 12. No, you just only get one per day, and it resets at 4 a.m. Japan time. But hey, this is a great helper for new people as well, or for those of you who have actually spent all of your stamina mins. Just another way to refill your stamina. And of course, you have two ways to do this. You can click this menu item to refresh your stamina. Again, if it's at 0, you will activate that. Or if you just try to start a stage, then you'll go through this process here, where you try to click the stage. It'll say you don't have enough stamina. Click the left button. I want to refill my stamina, and then it'll be like, oh, you don't have any stamina, Mints. Why don't you watch a commercial for us and make us some money? Click that left button. Watch a commercial to the end. Congrats, stamina's there. So, yeah, that's a cool update, I guess. Number 4, the Uncharted Lands. You can, of course, it is in the event area. Click that button here, and actually the first part I'll go into later, but the second half, you can now see that the stages now show which element that level is going to feature on the left. It's just mimicking what we saw in the Tower of Champions, which is a great, UI consistency thing. Also helps, make it clear, okay, this is a water stage, so I gotta bring wood monsters probably. So that's a cool thing. The other part is, of course, you can turn on push notifications. So if you do want to know when the Uncharted Lands have returned, go to the option under the yellow button, which is actually also new. And then you can see this one. Now it's going to be default off. I've already turned it on because this is actually my second take on this video. My audio didn't capture the first time, which was a pain to find out. But you can turn on this one right here to get the notification when the Uncharted Lands Mikai no Daichi has returned. Alright, number 5 is the MV shift warning, and that's kind of in reference to this monster here. If you remember when Uri's Transcension Kai came out, of course she has a movie version. Now, people were shifting between the Kai and standard Transcension, where they unwittingly devolved her, or I don't know if it's devolved, but put her back into her base form, but without realizing that they did it, they had the MV and it became a regular one. And so you got to make sure you slide properly, because you're gonna lose that special perk of it being a limited MV version of that monster. So if you are going to do that, this game will warn you now, saying that, hey, you are trying to push this into a standard form of that monster. Are you sure you want to do this? Left, yes. Right, no. You probably want to say no. You don't want to lose an MV version of a monster. So click no. It'll stay in its MV form even if you go back from the Transcension Kai. So do please be careful about this. When the update came out, people screwed themselves over, but because the game didn't warn you, they're like, oh, okay, we're sorry. Here's this item to get that MV version back. That's not going to happen anymore, because now they are warning you. So please be careful if you have an MV version of a monster. This will probably apply going future. This probably applies for Napoleon Kai's MV Kai, which I could check, but I don't even want to risk it. So just please be careful, friends, especially since you may not be able to read the language. Hopefully you know what's going on here with what I'm talking about. Number 6 is the last thing for the day, and this is probably more of an annoyance, but when you first popped up the game after the update, you probably saw a lot of exclamation marks everywhere. And just to tell you what was going on, the game reset the logic behind the scenes on when to display that exclamation mark. So as a result, they had to reset the state of those exclamation marks back to the unread state. And so as a result of that, you see exclamation marks anywhere. Now, unfortunately, that means you need to actually go in and clear them out physically. So the most annoying thing for me was the badges here. You probably saw them, one for each color, and yes, it did apply to each one. You have to go in there, click that change button, right? Like each one of these guys were blinking red as well, right? Just click one of them, but you're gonna have to actually go into each menu and open and close each one that has an exclamation mark. That did it for me. I did see online that some people, even when they did that, it wasn't clearing. If that's the case, then click the change button, but click no. when you click no, it'll basically again kick the system to say you read it and then close it again. You should see the exclamation mark go away at that point. And you're gonna have to do that for every skill in here and every element in here, one by one. So it's a bit of a pain, but I really hate that blinking exclamation mark, so I had to get rid of it. The other one, of course, is your title. You'll see that the title is blinking here. For this one, unfortunately, same thing. You're gonna have to go to each one that's blinking, click it. Make sure you go to the right side, click it. You can go back to your original, and then once you go back, that cleared it out for me as well. Again, of course, I totally understand from the dev side of view that that initial code was probably buggy as garbage can be, so they just had to revamp it. And unfortunately, as a side effect, the revamp caused the default state to be reset, so the end users are gonna have to deal with some inconvenience. It happens, but hopefully that means it's smarter in the future. Anyways, that's it for the update. There's not much else. It's a pretty quiet update given it's a 0.1, so nothing too exciting. I feel like, I love the ranking thing like I said earlier, but let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer you like I said at the beginning of the video. Otherwise, if you like what you saw, subscribe, like, follow the Twitter account, whether it's for my channel or ENGBonks, which actually has more useful information like news, summary points. Go ahead and check that out. Also, consider joining the Discord channel where we have a lot of people talking about the game, so you can find other people to help you out more quicker than me. I know I've been slow in responding to comments. Sorry. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.